Welcome to Catholic Mom Mindset, a daily show where you learn to walk closely with the Holy Spirit so you can live the life God is calling you to. I'm your host, Sterling Jaquith. Let us begin. Back. Today I want to talk about the gift of the Holy Spirit, fear of the Lord. It's like the ugly stepsister gift, right? Everyone's like, ooh, that sounds scary. So we don't pray for it. And most of us don't really know what it is, and we don't research it, and we just like sweep it under the rug. We're like, forget about that one. But in Masters, we did an 8-week program on each of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And I did a ton of research about this one because this is the one I was teaching. And I learned so much about it that I didn't know. And one of the resources I found about the gifts was that each one corresponds with a virtue. And the gift of fear of the Lord corresponds to the virtue of temperance. And so I wanted to explain that to you because it really just blew my mind. And now I've been asking for it all the time. Because remember, by rite of baptism and confirmation, we have access to the gifts, but it's like a sink where the water's there all the time, but you have to turn the faucet. You have to ask for the gift. And so the gift of fear of the Lord, which also sometimes is called the gift of awe and wonder. Way better marketing term, my friends. Way better marketing, gift of awe and wonder, than gift of fear of the Lord. But what it means is when we are full up, just like overflowing with this idea of God's goodness and how much He loves us, which for me happens when I look back at my life and I see how good He is. When I see how He knew me so deeply. He knew what my heart would want more than I did. I was just sharing with someone that I would have gotten a hysterectomy at 22. 100%. I looked into it. I was like, I don't want any kids. I want to deal with that. And they don't let you do that. Well, I don't know about the wild, wild west medical situation these days, but back then they didn't let you do that unless you had had a bunch of kids or a medical problem, or you really had to have a reason, and they had to like believe you, and then you could do it. And so I'm so glad that God knew my heart more than I did, because He knew that my heart would actually want 6 children. Who knows if there are more coming, but at least the 6 that we have now. And, He just knew that was going to be the deepest desire of my heart. And I just didn't know it at 22. And when I think about that, and when I think about His love for me going, no, not yet, not that guy, not that job, like all the things to get to this point. And that's just one example, but I can literally think of 100 examples, right? Including a dog I really wanted, and I didn't end up with that dog, and I ended up with this magical dog instead. And when we really think about God's goodness, and it just, like, when you do it the right way, it will make you want to fall on your knees and cry. We don't always have to take it to that place, but like when we really do it, we're just like, wow, He is so good. It's amazing. And when we feel that way, we feel like a little child who wants to paint a picture for our parents. Right? When your children like scribble out, they're just learning to write, and they scribble out, I love you, Mom, and the L is backwards and it's ridiculous looking, and they bring it to you with this like hopeful look in their eyes, like, I hope she loves this. I love her so much. I hope she's proud of me. That is the gift of fear of the Lord. It's loving Him so much that we hope that He is pleased with how we are living. And you could do a broad look to that, like, Lord, I hope you're proud of how I'm living my whole life. But I've been taking a really narrow view of it lately, like, Lord, I hope you're really proud of how I show up in this hour. Lord, I hope you're really proud of how the food that I choose to eat for this meal. And I've been praying, like, Lord, send down the Holy Spirit to give me the gift of fear of the Lord. I hope, because I'm so grateful for you, to who you are and what you've done for me, that you're going to be proud of how I treat the children today. And so it makes a lot of sense to me that this gift would be tied to temperance because really almost everything we want is related to temperance, right? I want to yell less. I want to eat more. I want to scroll less. And just having tempered responses is really what we want. And wouldn't it be cool if the magic bullet was just praying for this gift that no one taught us about that we never pray for? So I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's just so powerful and I've been using it in my own life and it's working because God is real and the gifts of the Holy Spirit are a real thing. And when we receive supernatural grace, it helps us. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that Catholicism is true and it works? What? So, I want you to pray for this. You could Google it if you want and learn more about it. But if you're struggling with temperance in your life, I want you to form a relationship with the Holy Spirit and begin to ask for this. All right, you guys. I love you. Thanks so much for listening and have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Catholic Mom Mindset. To learn more about growing closer to the Holy Spirit, check out our free resources at madeforgreatness.co. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed day.